You guys, no joke. I shed tears on television and it's not funny. Welcome to another episode of the vlog. My name is Andero Ganga. If you're new here, thank you for dropping by, and remember to subscribe. Here we do videos on media, business and lifestyle, and today we want to talk about a topic that is very close to my heart, and that is police brutality. This is a subject that is very crucial and critical world over, from the movements of Black Lives Matter all over the world to end police brutality in Africa and in Kenya, to be precise. And I'm 100% sure if you haven't experienced police brutality, you've watched it on television, but there's this story of one woman who lost her only son that broke my heart, and that's the reason why I decided, among other reasons, to do this video. Watch this.
So painful. It's very painful. Wametuchukulia mwenye tulikuwa tunategemea hapa kwetu. Na hata sio sisi kama family, as a community in whole.
The tears of a mother writhing in pain over the loss of her son. It was supposed to be an ordinary Christmas for David MAINA, a 22-year-old student of the prestigious Leeds University pursuing a degree in electronic engineering. MAINA's love for football earned him a scholarship at the UK college soon after clearing his high school education at the Maseno School in 2013, where he emerged with a plain A. MAINA had made his way back to the country from West Yorkshire to be with his family during the festive season. However, on the 21st of December 2018, MAINA was shot and killed in Line Sabah, Kibra. The first bullet was to his ankle. The officer is said to have cornered MAINA between two stalls before shooting him in the chest, stomach, and face as the student pleaded for his life. As he crawled towards his mother's house, a house just 50 meters away, still insisting he was not a criminal, two bullets ripped through his chest, leading to his death.
So mwenye aliua MAINA tunataka atuambie alimuua kwa nini?
Walikuwa nasema alikuwa naiba. Aliiba nini? Kwa sababu hakutuonyesha kitu alikuwa naiba.
Wanakupiga risasi badala ya wachunguze kwanza wajue wewe ndio uliiba ama wewe si mwizi.
While MAINA was laid to rest, 2 years later, his family has been fighting for justice, and on the 13th of April 2020, DCI detectives arrested Police Constable Emmanuel Ambunya, who is attached at the Kenyatta National Hospital. This follows completion of an inquest into the murder of the student. He is now facing murder charges. However, extrajudicial killings of young men from slums did not stop with MAINA. Over the last 2 years, many more murders have gone both reported and unreported, and residents of informal settlements took to the streets to voice their concerns.
Kwa mama wa kutoka vitongoji duni zote, Kibira, Kangware, Dandora, Kayole, kila pahali, wamama tumesema enough is enough. Enough is enough. Hatutaki kuomboleza maafa ya watoto wetu kupitia serikali ya Kenya, kutokea police killer ambaye anajulikana kwa majina na hawezi chukuliliwa hatua yoyote.
Wanaua wananchi na vijana kama mende, na rais amenyamaza, Matiang'i amenyamaza. Wamama wanajiuliza mbona wabebe mimba miezi 9 na wazae, ikiwa watoto ambao watawasaidia wakiwa wakubwa wanauliwa na polisi at their own pleasure and will.
While extrajudicial killings are no longer just a local but global problem, speaking to a local media outlet, the police spokesperson Charles Owino seemed to acquit the officers of the brutality, excusing it for young age and obsession with power.
And I've always told you, some of these policemen are very young and they are still very erratic. They can easily get drunk with the little power they have and do very wrong things. So there was nothing wrong for the head of state on behalf of his citizenry and on behalf of his policemen to apologize to members of the public.
When all is said and done, MAINA's mother joins an array of parents who have shared the first year over the murder of their children, but certainly not the last. Brutality is the order of the day in the police force. In Kibra, a shining star has faded. A botched electronic engineering degree from Leeds, MAINA 6 feet under, a bullet to his ankle, another to his chest, another to his stomach, and the final one to his face, spending his last breath begging for his dear life.
Every time I hear the word police brutality, my heart stops. And I'm always very scared because I only have one brother. Of all my sisters, there's only one young man. And it's so unfortunate that we grew up in the slums. It's not our fault that our parents were not rich. And I think just by the mere fact that you're living in the slums, it's a crime. That's your crime number one. And then you're a blackie, that's crime number two. And what breaks my heart from MAINA's story is he's a child that had beat all odds, you know. If you looked at his transcripts, he did well in school. He was trying to get a life for himself and his mother to get out of Kibra slums, but somebody just ended it senselessly. And it's not one bullet, it's so many bullets to somebody's body that just show maybe it's more of personal vendetta, because nobody would kill another person like an animal. And people need to start respecting we who come from the slums. We can make something out of ourselves. Probably I can only imagine that MAINA was trying to defend himself and say he's a student at Leeds, but when you look at his surrounding, you're like, you're lying. I'm trying not to get personal, but the reason why I shed a tear on TV is because of my brother. And he can't live his life without we trying to protect him from something happening to him. You know, babe, don't wear ragged jeans. People will think you're a thug. The police will think you're a thug. He can't go out to play football with his friends in the hood because you just never know what will happen, you know. There was once my cousin had carried a backpack and he was just like walking around in the hood, and when he came back, my sister and I panicked and we were like, what's in that bag? And he said, nothing, I'm just carrying it. And we're like, don't carry that bag. The police will think you're a thug and you steal from people and put your loot in that bag and they'll just shoot you without thinking twice. My brother has a mobile phone, but I don't think I'd ever comfortably want him to go out with it, because if he meets the police, probably the first assumption is they will assume he is a thief. And I'm not saying this out of the blues. Like in Kangare, I know so many people who've been shot dead by the police, some who disappeared and have never returned back to their parents. And they're 16, 17, 18. First crime, you live in the slum. Second crime, you're a young man. These things have to stop. We have robbed my brother of his childhood, trying to keep him alive. But he's gonna go to college. He will start living his life. We'll not be there to protect him 99.9% of the time. And who knows who will be weeping the way MAINA's mother is weeping in this video. You just never know. If you have a male sibling, friend or child, you just never know what their fate is. And that's the reason why these conversations are so important, whether it affects you directly or indirectly. You know, we always say in my native language, lielmit kajiran, as in a funeral is bearable at the neighbor's place because it's the neighbor that has lost their child. I can do this video because today we are talking about MAINA. Tomorrow, who knows who it could be? And that's the reason why we cannot afford to be silent about these issues. When the police inspector, police spokesperson is asked, he says, they're just rogue police officers who are drunk with power. That is not an excuse. It cannot cut it. Some careers, it's just do or die. There's no middle ground for you to be lukewarm. A doctor cannot go in there saying they'll go rogue because that's somebody's life. Same to a pilot. The same standard should apply to the police. And once we start having these conversations, then we can start talking about police reforms. And these are the conversations that we must push for. What are they being taught in school when they go to Kiganjo? What does the law say? Do they even understand human rights? Community police relationship, very pertinent issues that must be discussed. And you know, the whole world is talking about this. Nigeria is talking about END SARS. America, get your knees off our necks. We cannot afford to be silent on this matter because it affects us. I have a brother and I don't know, you guys. I don't know if somebody has experienced this. I mean, the comment section is always open. It's really difficult for me to do this video because I just don't want to think about it, you know. But in the process of shoving it aside, we are aggravating the problem and we're just looking at the problem. Who knows who will be married tomorrow? MAINA had a promising future ahead of him, or even not. You don't have to be a Leeds or Harvard graduate for your life to matter. Everybody's life matter. Whether I come from Korogosho or I come from Nyari in Gigiri, my life should matter. I'm a very reserved person, but I've promised myself this, that the next time there will be protests with regards to police brutality, I will be there, irrespective of what my job dictates from me, irrespective of whatever might happen to me there. I am going to go because I cannot bury my brother. My parents cannot bury their kid the way MAINA's mother had to bury her child rather, and wait for 2 years for that person to be arrested and arraigned in court. And we know the Kenyan judicial system, it will take years before this person is vindicated, and they'll be slapped with such a light sentence, 5 years, and he will have good behavior, and in 3 years he'll be out, or in 2 years he'll be out. I want to see reforms with regards to policing in this country, how we are recruiting them, what we are teaching them, how they perceive us, our relationship with them. The police must understand that it's not us versus them or them versus us. They are there to protect us. And I respect the work that the police do. I have friends of mine who are in the force, and I respect what they do because they put their life at risk. But when you start putting other people's life at risk out of arrogance, ignorance, and sheer negligence, then we have a problem. I don't want to go beyond this point because I'm really mad right now, and this topic gives me anxiety. But the comment section down below is open. We can always have a conversation, you guys. If you have any experience with police raffinure, police brutality, what are some of your fears with regards to this topic? Let me know. And I'm gonna leave you with the segment that I finished with on my TV show called Metropole Debrief, where we were talking about police brutality. And I will attach the link below the whole episode so you guys can watch and just get a feel about what different voices have to say about this thing. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.